Hey, welcome back to the channel. I've got my my PTFE sheets here. This is 1/32 inch PTFE. I got it from McMaster-Carr. Real easy to get it there. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in and solve for a couple of these places here where there's potential chafing. So I'm going to get this member right here, and then both of these areas right there and right there. So I'll get both of those areas. So I'm gonna cut up a few pieces. We'll just zip tie those in place, and we'll be in good shape there. And then we'll move on and put in the next piece that I think I'll do the maybe the elevator trim piece, and the cable for the elevator trim, and then after that we'll put in the elevator cable itself, and then we'll route the once that's in, we'll route the tubing for the static system. So all right, yeah, so all right, let me get a couple things cut up, kind of get set up, and we'll get some more work done. All right. All right, so this is what I got, and I made it so that it kind of wraps almost all the way around. It just kind of seams up right there, and then when this cable is got tension on it, if it slacks at all and hits that, I won't have to be concerned about wearing anything into the wood. And the same, I've one on top as well. I went back and looked again, and there is a chance that this one can slap up here, so I just went ahead and put a piece up there as well. Can't hurt, doesn't weigh much. Of course, you can't say that 100 times, because then you add in serious weight. But so now I'm just working out. I'm working out these locations and trying to figure out exactly how to deal with this one specifically. And this one over here, I could drill a couple holes for the smaller zip ties, which I may actually do that. I may drill a couple holes in that. I could do that over here as well, I believe, and get a piece across there and just cut it out for this. But I really just need to cover this notch right here. So I will figure that one out. I think I know what I want to do. Yeah, so let me process that for a minute. But those are the 4 locations that we're dealing with for this. So the everything else looks good. So yeah, so I think what I'll do is go ahead and resolve this real quick, and I think I will. On the one side, I can definitely just drill a couple small holes and put a couple small zip ties through. Let me find some small ones here. They won't take much. So let me do that one real quick, and then we'll jump to the next one. All right. So I'll show you what I'm going to do for the first one. What I did was just made a triangular piece, and I'm just going to fold it. I'm going to fold it over here, and then all I got to do is cut. I'll just cut these angles off here on the back side. I'll take these off, and just so because it doesn't really need to be I don't need to cover that much area on the back side. Just about where that folds over, I can just square those 2 off, and then drill a couple small holes, and I'll be in good shape there. All right. Save the hardest one for last. All right, so you can see what I've worked out here. I've got I just created a little tray, basically, just by kind of splitting that, and now it'll just fall in there. If it slaps around at all, it's just gonna land down inside there. This side's good too. Same situation. It's gonna slap around at all. It'll keep it from laying on the wood. You can see the same up there. And in case it hits up here. Got the same situation up there, so those are all protected. Now we're going to jump to the cable for the elevator trim. So let's run that back, and that's going to go right through that hole just above that fair lead right there. And we'll run that back here. And it's gonna eventually come out this hole right here, but for now it's gonna be coiled up inside until we get the fuselage covered. But here, I'm gonna kind of pull it up here on the front end here. Basically, it's gonna go here, goes through this part here, and then there's a set screw that goes in here, which is should be in my stack over here somewhere. No, I don't see it immediately, but I'll locate it. Anyway, I've got a grommet here that is for that hole, so I'm going to slip that on. Actually, I think I need to put it in the hole first. Can't slip it on. So I'm just putting that in this hole down here. It's not quite through the backside yet. All right. That fits nice and tight there, going in, so that's what we want. And it goes right there. Now I've got some small clamps that will go on each of these blocks, and we'll get that mounted in place. And we'll see. I believe this is not going to be a problem. This should be clear of everybody. We're going to find out in a minute. All right, let me get the clamps I need, and I'll go back and we'll get those installed. All right, so I'm just using these little black clamps, cable clamps, on my blocks here, and so I've got 4 of those. I have 4 blocks, and I check to make sure that I'm not interfering with the control cable already, so should be good there. I'm inside of it for this first section, and then so it's not in the way, but it moves kind of up and away from it, so And last one is down under here. Alright, so I got the bracket in, and now I'm going to tighten these up. Okay, now that we got that in, I've got that mounted. Now is, it would have been probably, well, I'll probably take it back off. I'll probably take it back off to get the fabric on, and but I wanted to put it on so I can make sure that we don't have any clearance issues with the elevator cable, which I don't see how we can. So but anyway, let's try, because I mean everything else is pinned to the outside right now. The only other thing I have to do, I think I'll do these static tubes first, and then we'll come back to the other ones, because I just want to make sure that I've got that in place because of the way it's going to run, and then we'll just quickly check the elevator cable. If it's good, then we'll just remove the bracket, because that can be installed after this opening gets cut in the fabric here, so that's not an issue at all. So okay, I'm going to go ahead and get what I need together to do these static tubes. Okay. I cut some new tubes because the other ones had urethane all over them, so I'm just going to go ahead and insert these. And I think before I do this, I'm going to actually put some silicone on these to seal them up when I push them flush to the outside here. So let me grab some silicone, put on those. You can see it right there. That'll make sure that she's sealed up good inside the wood block. Now we've got some fittings over here. What we need, we're going to have a T in the middle, and we're going to have a straight one on each one of those, and that's going to get us out to here. So I'll get this one on first. The good thing about these is they have that O-ring in them, and they just push on, and then when you want to take them off, if you want to take them off, you just push that thing in, and they pop right off. So they just seal up right away. Just pinch that thing and it comes right back off. All right, so now I'm just going to take the tubing and I'm going to put it on here. I'm going to cut it to the size that it needs to be going across. Basically right there. And then I'm going to take the T and I'm just going to remove the remove this right out of the middle. So, and you know what? Realizing where my, actually I'm going to do this a little bit differently. What I'm going to do, since my, let me show you. Since my hole is up here where this goes through, I'm going to be on this side of the fuselage, so I might as well just take this one off. Right here, and then just insert the T right here on this side. Then I've got the line is already on this side. I don't have to come out of the middle. I'll just put it over here, then I'll run a piece from here to there. Yeah, I think that's a better idea. So let me change the battery and then I'll jump to that. So all right. All right, we got that piece in, and now it's time to run the one forward from here up through the hole. I just need to find my two grommets for the holes up there, and then we'll actually they're right here. We don't have to go far. Got a whole package of them here. You can find anything on Amazon, nearly anything, but sometimes it's in bulk. So, but all right. So let me get these installed here, and then we'll run that tube forward. All right. This is a cool part. I'm really enjoying this. All right. So I ran that with enough extra to where I can mount this up underneath here with with some of those clips and come up under here, and then once I get to I'll go underneath my I'll have to go underneath the aluminum bracket when it's in here, but then it'll just come up through the hole, and then I'll have a piece of tubing that'll go from that to my instrument. So I'll be in good shape there. That's plenty of extra. I can just leave that down here in the fuselage for now. And what I've decided to do is actually use this same block right here, and I'm going to reverse a clamp, and I'm going to actually mount this one right here, and then I believe that's all the connection I'm going to need, except I've got to get, I may have a problem here with the control cable going up. Actually I won't, I'll be well below it, so, but I have to be inside of it, so I gotta get this on the outside. So yeah, get it mounted here. Get it mounted right there, and I'm in good shape. So, all right, let's do that. All right, so we're mounted right here, and that's real. It's rigid enough where doesn't really need anything else. Maybe I'll just zip these two together right here. They can support each other. where those are, and that will work. So pretty satisfied with that. Just gonna grab a little zip tie here, and we'll just kind of grab these right here and zip them together. Alright, so that's a nice, clean, tight installation, and when there's a little pressure on this, we have no clearance problems at all with that tube, so that's great. And looks nice and clean with the grommets. Those work out really well. So I'm just going to throw this elevator cable in just real quick, just because I want to just drill the holes for the screws that are going to hold those little captures on. So yeah, let me do that, and then we're going to jump to something else. I have a little more time today, so we're going to do one more thing. All right. All right, so because of the way the way it sits up in here, it clears this without any trouble right here. All right, so we're just gonna leave that for now. I know I have no clearance issues there. Everything is gonna be in good shape, and I've got my pieces here ready to go on. Those will get, as you know, put on there like so, and then screwed in place. Like that. And this one like that. I do have to seal these up yet, so I'll take care of that. And going down there. All right, so we're all good there, and now we're gonna jump up here. So get the back of my instrument panel. All right, so I've got I have multiple nut plates to install, and they're gonna go on the bottom. The bottom two that are here, this one goes all the way through 2 layers. The bottom two that are there are going to actually just get installed with little screws up through the bottom. But the rest of these are actually going to get, well, I've got two on each side that are going to get screws, 3 on each side that are going to get screws because they're going through 2 layers. But forward of there, everything else gets a nut plate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 of those, and those are right here. All right, how I do this is I bring a screw up from the bottom through the hole, and then I thread my nut plate on, and I line it up. I'm lining these up where basically the rivets will be hidden underneath the hinge of the canopy. So and what I want to do is just get them, I just made a line all the way kind of across each one of them, and once I get this done here, then I just take my 16th inch drill bit 16. Actually, they're 3/32. So I take my 3/32 drill bit and I drill down through. And I drill down through the top deck. Then I know when I reverse this and I rivet it on, I'm gonna make sure that I hit my hole. So let's take my screw back out. And move on to the next one. And I am going to drill these out just a little bit more, I think, because they're struggling going through. We'll just line up on our line. Drill our holes. Now I could throw a rivet in there just to make sure that nothing moves. I could just pop a rivet in there and then drill that second hole just to make sure, instead of just holding it with my hand. But all right, I'm gonna take that off and on to the next. And I'll do that all the way around here, and then we'll come back and we'll countersink each of those holes so that these rivets are countersunk. So, and then we'll be ready to put the nut plate on the back side, put the screw in to make sure that we're aligned, and put the rivets in. So, all right, I'll drill away here. All right, so you can see I got those countersunk, those holes. Perfect fit. All right, so I got 6 of those done. 3 on this side, 3 on that side. I've got to flip the fuselage over on its side in order to get these. I can't quite reach from here to get the rest, so I'll have to kind of crawl inside there to do those. But that's no issue. So, and of course we got this cable installed. We got the static tube installed. We got some anti-chafing PTFE in place in all of these 4 locations, and we got put the bracket in so we could test the elevator cable. There's nothing interfering with it, obviously, and yeah, that's a lot. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. You know, I appreciate it. And as always, I will catch you later.